Hello again, everyone. Michael here with Felicity, November 8033 Fox, a Cessna flight training device that I built right here at home. It is Tuesday, the 11th of April, 2023. I hope everyone is doing well, wherever you may be around the world. Real quick, before we get started, I do want to send a quick thank you to Pastor Taco and Asa Brini, who came in with new follows while we were offline overnight, so thank you for those new follows. We are going to plan and make a nav log and fly our next VFR night cross country, which is on Thursday. DreamNid, hello, welcome on in. Sparky Pilot 86, hello, pleasure. So we are, as I said, we're getting ready to plan and come up with a nav log, navigation log, and go ahead and execute a simulated night cross country in preparation for my real world night cross country coming up on Thursday evening. There's something else I wanted to say, and now it eludes me. But we are at my home airport, Morrow County, 4I9. My first destination is going to be Bluffton, the city of Bluffton, 5 Golf 7, which is essentially the same. It's going to be the same, almost same route I did on my last daytime cross country. But we're going to Bluffton, and then on the way back, I'm going to hit Marion Municipal and do some pattern work there just to get some nighttime landings in, and then head back to Morrow County. That's what I was going to say. We are using actual real world weather and time this evening. So it is going to transition to nighttime in the simulator. I'm hoping that with the night lighting mods that it will at least be viewable. We are going to run, I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of glare between the displays, and it's kind of unfortunate. I can't really help that. But hopefully things will be able to be made out throughout the course of the flight. I know the city lights will be, those will be seen. I guess we'll just kind of have to find out how it goes, and I am kind of anxious to hear some of the feedback along the way. Okay, Morrow County, 4I9. DreamNid, you are correct. It's absolutely perfect flying weather. I'm expecting even better weather on Thursday evening. But just to kind of map this out, we're going to go from Morrow County to 5 Golf 7 to Kilo Mike November back to Morrow County, which is almost going to be a straight line. The one thing that I'm kind of... WestJet, hello, welcome. One thing that I haven't kind of quite... I can't say that I've officially been schooled on it, but I don't know if there's an actual difference between daytime landmarks and nighttime landmarks per se. I know that, when I'm doing most of my flight planning, it's during the day, and I can pick out, landmarks that I can see that may not necessarily be visible at night. So I'm wondering if that sort of restricts the types of landmarks if I can use for nighttime VFR flight planning. I do know that these patches of yellow can sort of represent what the city or village or town may look like. When it's lit up at night when flying overhead, it sort of takes the shape of the lit up town. But there could be miles between towns, and I don't know yet if I can for example here, if I would necessarily be able to see between Marion and, let's say, Kenton, which is 22 miles. I don't know if I'll be able to, see that per se. So I don't necessarily know if I can use, city to city as landmarks. I thought about using airports, but Heilman here is a private airport. It doesn't have a beacon. It's not going to be lit up. There's a village of Forest here, which I use as a daytime VFR landmark, so that is a possibility, I suppose. I guess that's one thing I'll do some more research on, hopefully between now and then, is to just determine is to just determine where you're at. So, but for nighttime, I'm hoping that, you know, I'll at least be able to see Cardington on my. I'm sure I can see Cardington on my departure. And then Marion, you know, our route to Bluffton. Let me back up here. Our route to Bluffton is almost kind of a west, northwest, but it almost overflies the Marion Airport, which is where we're stopping on the way back. So I suppose I could use Marion as a checkpoint because it does have a rotating beacon, and I can use that as a checkpoint, I suppose. So let's do that. So for now, off of departure, we'll just say about 2 miles out will be a beam Cardington. So what I want to do is just put that point in here. So I want to go 4 Indian Niner and then slash and then a heading of 270/2, is that right? Okay. Dreamland makes a valid point. I suppose I could use, you know, the roads themselves, get there like we're driving a car, or at least use those, you know, lights as a checkpoint as crossing over. It's a good idea. What I did here is I put a quick point in my nav log. So I used just a reference point, which is Morrow County. And then you could put a slash and then a heading and then another slash and a distance in miles, and it will put a pin there. And then what I'll do is I'll print this nav log off, and I'll go ahead and give those user-friendly names like a beam Cardington, you know, over top of Marion, things like that. Let me just replace this here. I moved it a little bit. Alright, that looks better. So Cardington's going to be my first checkpoint. Dreamland, that's correct. If there's a fix or a waypoint, you can use that and then just use a slash, put a heading in, and then another slash and a distance, and it'll just drop a pin there, which is almost the same as kind of long pressing and then, you know, more and then adding it to the route, but then you're getting the coordinates, which I guess isn't bad if you know what they are, but you know, when I'm going through my nav log, you know, I can look at, okay, I've got Morrow County heading of 272, 2 miles out. I know that's Cardington. And then from there, let's just go to Marion. Use that as the next checkpoint. We'll just go between it. How about that? And then I can even I could do it like this. Pick Marion, and then that's so close. I may as well just call it Marion. And that's another cool thing with ForeFlight that you can use 2 fingers, and you can actually, it's like dropping a plotter right on it. You can measure the distance, and it'll give you the distance and heading. But bear in mind that ForeFlight does this very friendly thing where it factors in winds and things. Yeah, and sometimes I don't want that when I'm doing a navigation log. So if that's the case, I would have to go and advance the date a bit forward so that it doesn't have that wind data. But for now, we're going to take the wind data into consideration. So what I'll do is I'll move this checkpoint. Okay. And then I will essentially add Marion in there again, I suppose. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll just go with beam Marion, which is, what was that, 2 miles south? So if we go Kilo Mike November, November, and then our parentheses, and then a heading of 180, and then a distance of 2. Yeah, that drops a point right there, so that'll work. And then at that point, I'll be a beam, Marion, both the city and the airport, which I'll know where I'm at that point. But then we have this long distance, we really have nothing. I know the area. There's not a whole lot. We have the town of Forest. That's what I'm going to use as my next VFR checkpoint. And I could do that one of two ways. I could just drop a pin there, or I'll go ahead and use Bluffton and backtrack from Bluffton, which Forest is about 17 miles on a heading of 123. So I can go 5 Golf 7 and then a slash 123, and then what was it, 17 miles? And then at that point I'll be at Beam Forest, and then our last stop, our next checkpoint. If we can see Ada, great. Oh, what is that? Heading we'll say. Actually, that's not what I want to do. I want to go this way. From Bluffton to approximately a Beam, Ada, Ohio. Heading of 121 and 6 miles. Then we'll move that over there. Okay. So that's essentially going to be our route to Bluffton. So we're going to have a Beam Cardington, and then a Beam Marion, a Beam Forest, and then a Beam the village of Ada, Ohio, and then arriving at Bluffton. And I suppose I could even use the same ones on the way back to Marion. So I'll just do that. So we're back at 5 Golf 7, and then 121, and then 6 miles. Okay. And then what was our next one? Forest, Ohio was 5 Golf 7, heading of 123, and then 17 miles from Bluffton. Okay, we're looking good. There's a quarry there. During the day I can make out that quarry. I don't know if I'll be able to make it out this evening. Thursday evening. I don't know if I'll be able to make it out this evening either. We'll find out. Okay, then back to Marion. That was our next checkpoint. And then I guess essentially back to the airport. Alright, that ought to be sufficient enough. Let's go ahead in here and set this for Thursday, April 13th at approximately 8:45 is when I'm gonna go wheels up. That's kind of why I was planned it for Thursday. Have a little bit of moonlight dreamed in. Yeah, the full moon was earlier. We're in a waning cycle now. But I did want some moonlight when I did this. I'm hoping for just a really pretty evening. It looks like it's gonna be great. So there's our nav log. Let's go ahead and pack for this. And then, since I don't have a wireless printer, I generally send my nav logs from ForeFlight over to my Discord hangar, and then I print them out from the desktop Discord. So let me get that fired up. And what we'll do is we'll send this to flights. Okay. Well, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna come back here and use the actual aircraft I'm gonna be flying. Okay, 9-8 uniform. Alright, now I'm going to send this over to flights. I have not gotten to altitudes yet, which I probably should do that before, because that's going to factor in into this nav log. Out is most likely going to be 4,500 out, and then back is most likely going to be 5,500, and I will be under flight following both ways. So let's go ahead and update this to initial 4,500. 4,500 out and 5,500 on the return. It's most likely going to be cruising altitudes for Thursday. Right. We're good there. That looked good there. Alright, let's try this again. $65 to $7,500. Interesting. And I was just gonna ask, I'm wondering if that just has to do with the mountainous terrain out there versus all flat that I have around here. 5,500 on average is gonna give me a 4,500 of recovery. Around here, altitude generally stays around 1,000 feet, give or take, 100 or 200 here or there. Okay, that's the right one. I don't want that one. Don't want that one. Okay. Nav log. Alright, and that's what I want there. Okay, send this nav log to Discord. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into my Discord and print that out. And then we're going to head to the plane. Okay. Print. Flip on the long side. Okay. Alright, so now we have our nav log ready to go, not only for this evening, but for Thursday evening as well. Yeah, so we'll take this with us. Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, let's head to the plane. Let's see. With our wonderful performance profiles, ForeFlight kind of calculates our fuel for us. But as usual, we're probably just going to go ahead and fill up both tanks, and we should be good to go. Alright, we'll see you at the aircraft. Wow, look at that sunset over there. Hello everyone, welcome aboard Felicity. Dreaming, I agree, that sunset is quite something else. Okay, we need to locate our... Alright, I'll be right back. see. Invert charts. I don't know if I like inverted charts. Okay. I've already done our walk around, so our walk around is good. What we need to do is check our fuel. And we'll go in here to mass and balance. We're just going to go ahead and fill up both tanks. You and I on board with our gear. Takeoff weight 2,487. Maximum takeoff 2,550. Tell you what, let me do 25 in each wing. Shave off about 40 pounds. We'll apply that. Okay. I hope everyone has had a decent Tuesday thus far. Real quick, just to touch another quick base on this. Power loss immediately after takeoff. We're going to establish best glide. Fuel selector to off. Mixture is going to go lean. Flaps down once we have our landing site. And master and mags to off. Crack open the door and brace for impact. Power loss in flight. Again, best glide. Carb heat is going to on. Notate the wind direction, which we should always kind of mentally know. Figure out where we're going to touch down at. Set our mixture to rich. Check the fuel selector. Make sure the primer's in and locked. Check the magnetos. Make sure the master's on, and try to restart. If we're unable to restart, again, there's that best glide. Squawk 7700. Declare emergency on whatever frequency you may be on currently. Mixture to lean. Fuel selector to off. Seat belts and harnesses, make sure those are secure. Flaps, once you have a landing site assured, and master and mags to off. Unlatch doors and brace for impact. Electrical fire in flight. All electrical devices off. Cabin heat and air to off. If the fire goes out, turn the master on only if critical, and then one essential electrical device at a time. And reset circuit breakers only if critical. Engine fire in flight. Mixture is going to go to full lean. Fuel selector to off. Master switch to off. Cabin heat and air off. Airspeed, you're looking for about 120 miles per hour, hoping that'll extinguish. Engine fire during start. We're going to continue cranking the engine. If it does start, run it for a few seconds and then shut it down. We'll inspect the engine at that point. If it does not start, we're going to cut our fuel idle mixture. Turn the fuel selector to off. And then fully open the throttle. Continue cranking engine a few more seconds. Just get that fuel out of there. Master and mags to off. And then evacuate. Fire extinguisher. And then real quick on icing, the pitot heat's going to on, carb heat on, cabin heat and defroster to maximum. Strongly consider 180 degree turn. Stop the accumulation, go higher or lower. Increase engine speed, and flaps are not recommended. Okay, let's get our bird started up. Okay, let's get scooted up here. Okay. Master's on. Beacon going on. And alright.
Clear prop.
Alright, it's now clear on the left, it's clear on the right, clear in front. And brakes are on. Mags to start. M. Stein, thank you so much for that subscription. Welcome aboard. As always, pleasure to have you. 4 months. Wow, thank you so much. So much for that. Greatly appreciated. Okay, so here we are on the ground at Morrow County Airport, getting ready to depart VFR in preparation for a real-world nighttime cross-country coming up in a couple days. We did our nav log, and we're getting ready to head to Bluffton, 5 Golf 7, and then depart out of Bluffton, hit Marion, Mike November. We'll do a couple in the pattern there to get a couple landings in, and then head back to Morrow County. And I do need to step out and go cover up that external display, which is causing an awful bad glare for me that way. One of the slave computers, the display is mounted on the wall on the right side of the cabin. Now, right now it's casting a glare on our front display. Alright, I'll be right back. I think I can work with that. Okay, glare is taken care of. Alright, back to our checklist. Let's go ahead, rescoot it back up here. Our beacon is on. Let's get our taxi light on. Landing light on for some additional visibility out here in the middle of nowhere. And let's get our nav lights on. Okay, got green on the right, red on the left. Where are we at? Okay, start checklist is complete. Let's move along to our pre-taxi checklist. Seat belts. Let's get those on. Avionics. VFR mode Charlie. Let's see if we can grab some weather. If active sky is working as it should, we should be able to do that by pushing this button.
Kilo Mike November airport information Gulf 2353 Zulu weather wind 267 at 6 visibility 8 sky condition 10,400 scattered temperature 1 dew point 1 altimeter 3015 advise on initial contact you have information Gulf Kilo Mike November airport information Gulf 2353 Zulu weather wind 267 at 6 visibility 8 sky condition 10,400 scattered temperature 1 dew point 1 altimeter 3015 advise on initial contact you have information Gulf
3015 is our altimeter.
Kilo Mike November
Winds are 267 at Marion. And when weather comes out of the west, I'll generally use Mike November, which is what we're using. If our weather is transit coming out of the east, which it does sometimes, then I'll use my more eastern reporting station, which is Mansfield, Mike Foxtrot Delta. Because my home airport does not have an ATIS of any kind. And we also know that realistically, we would not be able to have gotten that weather station on the ground here at Morrow County. That's simply because we lack the line of sight for that VHF radio. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Taxi. Oil temperatures come up. We have heading indicator, the compass. Let's do that. Wind, we're out of the west, 267. We're going to have almost a direct headwind. Let's see here. Clock is working. Alright, we're ready to taxi. Let's go ahead and connect to VATSIM.
Okay, manual brakes on, parking brake off, make sure they're rich. Morrow County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot at the ramp, taxi, runway 28, Morrow County. One of the really neat features about X-Plane 12, from a scenery design standpoint, is that you can attribute different types of asphalt and concrete. So when I redid this airport for X-Plane 12, I was able to make the taxiway a bit bumpier, like it is in reality, versus the same version airport, the same airport in X-Plane 11.
Traffic, Skyvester 227, 8 miles west. We're going to go over the top for left downwind to 17 for full stop.
And hello for 82 Gulf Sierra is on a 5-mile right base for runway 17.
Market Pilot 86, we're just getting ready to depart, taxiing down to the runway now. We got all of our pre-flight done, we got our nav log done, got it
Traffic TDM 850 Kilo Tower, just departed runway 17, making a right-hand turn.
We've got it printed out. So yeah, so far so good. It looks like a very beautiful night to fly. My first checkpoint is going to be Cardington, City of Cardington on my left. So it should be about 2 minutes out.
Traffic November 482 Gulf Sierra is a 3-mile right base for runway 17.
Final looks clear.
Approaching runway 28.
Alright, let's do a run up. Fuel's on both, brakes are on, trim. Let's get that set for takeoff. Okay. Flight controls down on the right, up on the left, down left, up on the right. Elevator And rudder are
And traffic November 482
responsive.
Golf Sierra turning 2 mile final runway 17.
Okay, and alright, mixture is best power, brakes are on, 1600, here we go. Left mag, there's a drop. Right mag, there's a drop. Oil pressure, oil temperature in the green, suctions in the green. Carb heat. Primers in and locked. Okay. Throttle friction feels good. Let's go ahead and idle back.
And 482 Golf Sierra is short final runway 17.
Stand by. Let me see if I can possibly do that. I may be able to do that real easily.
Over the field for a mid-field left downwind.
But it's going to involve me hopping out. Be right back.
Traffic, Skyventure 227 on the left downwind for runway 17. Traffic King Air 34 Lima Tango is 8 miles to the southwest inbound 35. Any traffic, please advise. Traffic King Air 34 Lima Tango is 3.5 mile left base for 35.
Well, unfortunately not as easy as I thought, because for some reason NVIDIA control panel is not opening currently on the other machine. I don't feel like investigating that right now. I don't know if maybe it's because so many things are in use, or because Windows is requiring an update. But normally I can just go in and adjust the display brightness from NVIDIA control panel, but since I can't access it, and there are actually no panel lights, or no gauge lights in the real aircraft on Thursday. Got our headlamp.
Traffic King Air 34 Lima Tango is left base to final 35. Clear that traffic. I got you.
Morrow County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, taking runway 28 straight out departure, Morrow County. Parking brake off. Final still looks clear.
Approaching runway 28.
Strobes going on.
Into runway 28, 3,400 feet remaining.
Here we go. Start the clock. Full power. Rudder. More right rudder.
Traffic Skyline 225, left downwind.
Airspeed's coming alive. And rotate. Positive rate.
Traffic Skyline 225 on final for 35.
Epstein, you may be correct there. Alright, I'm looking for 2 minutes on the clock, heading of 272. Should put me at Beam Cardington.
Traffic Skyline 225 on a left downwind for 35.
Oh, are we flying into Mordor? Alright, there's 2 minutes on the clock, and yes, I do have Cardington on my left. Next heading is gonna be heading 304. Let's reset our clock.
Traffic Skyline 225 on final for 35.
Heading 304. Looking for another 2 minutes.
Traffic Scavenger 227, 7.5 miles to the northwest, inbound full stop, runway 17. Traffic Scavenger 227, 3 miles to the northwest, inbound full stop, runway 17. We'll be overflying
I'm looking
the airport
for
left downwind.
5 minutes. 2 minutes was for topper climb.
Traffic Scavenger 227, we're overflying the airport midfield for left downwind, runway 17.
What you are listening to, Emma Stein, is, well, granted it is Unicom, it is Unicom recordings coming from live ATC, which are being put through using what's called the X-Chatter plugin. It really makes flights like this, when it's very quiet on Unicom, really kind of helps with some of that immersion, bringing some of that ATC audio in. But it's called X-Chatter, and it's a plugin and very configurable based on where you're at.
Traffic Scavenger 227, turning left downwind runway 17.
Like I can bring in center approaches and whatever, whatever I might want to hear, but primarily, since I'm primarily GA,
Traffic Scavenger 227, turning left base runway 17.
I just have it set up to pull all the local Unicoms based on the aircraft position. It is not real time, no, Dreamnet, it is not. They are recordings that have come from liveatc.net. There is a program, or there is a plugin that will actually streamline live ATC in. The name of it eludes me currently. But I enjoy it because, like I said, it just kind of brings in some audio when there otherwise would not be, even when connected to a network.
Traffic Scavenger 227, turning final, runway 17.
The helicopter Air 3 is 7 miles to the east, about landing on the east ground.
Alright, we're almost to 5,500. No, I wanted to be 4,500 heading out. Alright, we're almost down to 4,500. Alright, it looks like I see a runway approach threshold off my right. What's my clock at? 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay, that looks about right there. Got Marion, we're being Marion, so we're good. Next checkpoint, it's going to be a Beam Forest. So what heading do I need for that one? We're heading 303 or so.
Skyhawk 341, go 4 miles to the northwest. We'll make our right base for 17.
Okay, position checks, Beam Marion Airport, and then I've got Marion down below me. Yep, confirmed that is Marion Airport.
Warrior 4 uniform turning final, runway 32.
Traffic Cherokee 831 November to the west, departing to the west, last call.
Dang it, I forgot to reset my clock.
Traffic, Taiwan 53996, 7 miles to the northwest, command of pattern on 45 downwind.
I'd say we've been flying for maybe 2 minutes past Marion, so we'll check this at 11 minutes. Because the next leg was 13 minutes. Ground speed right now is 90 knots, indicating 100.
Traffic 2 kilos here, turning 45 down 119, traffic.
Yes, thank clock. In all fairness, in my defense, it's not something I'm used to in the real thing. It's kind of inop. Doesn't really do much other than just sit there. Right, it should know that once I fly past the thing, to reset the thing. I agree, wholeheartedly.
Traffic 2 kilos here, turn down 11, runway 19, traffic. Traffic 2 kilos here, base, runway 19, traffic.
I am going to put the destination in the GPS. Which the global positioning system is comprised of 24 satellites orbiting the Earth. But only a fix on 4 of them is needed to triangulate a position. Obviously, the more satellites your GPS device can see, the more GPS devices and satellites your GPS device can see, you know, the better your position, you know, the more accurate your position will be. And M. Stein, it could very well be a test question. But yes, that is one of the things that I've learned along the way. Ground speed right now is 110, indicating 120. So might have a bit of a headwind. Oil temperature, oil pressure look good. Suction in the green, good fuel flow.
Traffic 710, base, runway 19. Fine on runway 19.
We have 32 miles till we get to our final, or to our destination of Bluffton. Then we turn around and head back. Although if it's this nice of a night on Thursday night, I couldn't ask for much more.
Traffic, 10 2 miles to the north of the field at 2,300, semi-net now will be under runway 19. Now it's coming in the corridor of 25.
Well, we started with 50 gallons in each wing.
traffic, skyhawk, 7 miles. Miles out, RNAV.
Bluffton is about 51 nautical miles away. Cruising at 100, 110. Burning 8 to 9 on the high side per hour. 8 to 9 gallons. So I'm gonna approximate we'd have about 40 gallons when we touch down at Bluffton. And now that you ask that, we'll check that and confirm it, see what it is once we get there. I wouldn't necessarily rely on that fuel flow gauge, if that's what you're looking at. Still kind of confirming accuracy of that fuel flow gauge with the rep model 172.
The rocket short final 10.
You'll notice that the EGT doesn't work at all.
Traffic, 341 Tango Bravo, coming up on midfield.
Yeah, yeah, like the EGT needle doesn't move at all. So I don't know if I've got a bad data rep for that gauge or a bad the improper gauge for this aircraft model. I've kind of confirmed everything else to be accurate except for that gauge. I needed something to put in the hole there, so that was the closest gauge that I found. So the other one, the 206, the U206, that fuel flow gauge works just fine for that aircraft, and our mall, that fuel flow gauge seems to work just fine for that one. I don't know what it is about this one and the ref package. I haven't delved that far into it yet. So but either way, now that you did ask, we will go ahead and check it when we get there. Okay. I think I can make out the lighted outline of the village of Forest, Ohio. We're 8 minutes 30 seconds on our clock. We'll see what it looks like in another 2.5 minutes, which would put us at 11 minutes.
Traffic, Zansport for 19 or Quebec. I'm 3 miles out. I'm going to go, Mike, you go ahead. I'm going to go in and approach on the downwind, left downwind.
Yes, Dreamnet, there's not a whole lot out here. It's probably even going to be darker in the real thing. Because whereas here in X-Plane, I have software that adds lights on all the roads and things, add-ons that light up all the streets. I can almost guarantee you that not all of these streets are lit.
Traffic, 264 Golf, 10 miles southeast.
Okay, so it looks like I can see Kenton. And you may be right, you're net.
19 Quebec base for 07.
But I can make out Kenton, which is kind of south of us, and Forest, which is north of us. And we're going to kind of split the two of them. So in the simulator here, I can make out both of the village and the city. So I imagine it would be lit relatively similar.
Traffic 19 Quebec final 07.
I'm going to be using runway 23 at Bluffton most likely. Closest weather winds out at 23. 230. Okay, runway 23 is going to be it. And we will enter on the 45 and grab a left downwind.
56 Romeo, train left downwind, 07.
Traffic Skyhawk 7347, left base 07.
There's Forest, Ohio. Our right strut's about to cross over it. And then our left strut is about to cross over Kenton.
Traffic Skyhawk 7347, turning final 07.
Alright, so there's our checkpoint. Alright, position checks there. Next checkpoint. Let's reset the clock, look for 6 minutes. And that's gonna be Ada, Ohio. If I was able to see Kenton and Forest, I should be able to see Ada, Ohio. Oh, is that a plane? Yeah, that's an aircraft way up there. Okay.
Traffic Skyline 2856 Romeo. I'm number 2, but we're way out in the pastures.
It's gotta be him. Nope, it's him. No? Neither one of them. Alright, 15 miles out. Let's go ahead and
Traffic Skyline 2856 Romeo.
field elevation is what?
07.
850 feet, 4,500, 3,500. 3,500 divided by 5 is what, 6.5? 6.5 minutes. So yeah, let's go ahead and start a descent. 500 feet per minute descent. Pull the power back some. And we'll trim for this descent.
Traffic Skyline 264 Golf, 2.5 mile midfield from the southeast. We're overflying for left traffic 7. Traffic Skyline 264 Golf overhead for left down entry to 7, full stop.
I've got windmills over there, that's what those flashy lights are. Alright, keep that in mind.
Traffic Skyline 264 Golf, left downwind 7.
About 12 miles out. Okay, I do see Ada, Ohio. I do have that made out. It's right about our 11 o'clock right now.
Traffic Skyline 264 Golf, left 7.
Traffic, RV7 crossing over the departure end of runway 7 for the downwind.
Uh, 3,400, let's get down to 3,000 and hang out there for a little while.
Traffic, RV7, midfield downwind, runway 7.
Finley way up there.
RV left face, 07.
Six minutes. Ada, Ohio. Position checks. Bluffton should be the next stop.
approaching the end of runway 7, departure end, and crossing over from left downwind from 7.
Bluffton traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, 7 miles east, landing 23 Bluffton.
Traffic, Diamond Star 899 Delta Sierra 2000 and 4 miles to the north, coming in and downwind 23.
Alright, we're going to get down to about 2,000. Alright, we got the field in sight.
Traffic, Diamond 405 Mike Alpha, departing runway 6 to the south.
Bluffton traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, 5 miles east, join the 45, left downwind, runway 23, full stop, Bluffton.
Lane 182, Victor, departing runway 24. Lane 182, Victor, departing there to the south.
Bluffton was 851, Patterns gonna be 1900.
Taxi to the fuel pump.
Let's get our carb heat on, which we should have done back there.
797, Pop, would use your song high southbound.
There's the 2-3 threshold. Let's go a little bit more.
Cross the runway 24 midfield.
Alright, there's a 05 press hold. I can work with that. Let's make our 45 entry in. Bluffton traffic, November 33 Foxtrot is joining the 45, left downwind 23, full stop Bluffton. roll to the downwind. Bluffton traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, left downwind, runway 23, full stop, Bluffton.
Traffic 0, turning final for runway 24.
Alright, beam the numbers, power back, which we're kind of already there. Flaps 10. And let's pitch for 80.
Traffic class Air 4 Mike Kilo, taxi from the North T hangars to the run-up block, runway 24.
Bluffton traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, left base 23 Bluffton. Bluffton traffic, November 8333 Foxtrot, left base to final approach 23, full stop, Bluffton.
Traffic, all 5 Kilo Tango, final 10.
Where are we at? Flaps 10? Let's do flaps 2.
Traffic party, 99er Yankee. Entering left downwind for runway 36, Richmond.
Short final runway 23.
Alright, just confirmed runway 23. We're on the glide slope. Let's get our landing light on. Up short, but add some power in there. Well, don't balloon up on me. Of course, there's a sink rate. Add some power. M-Stein, thank you. Alright, let's cross the line. Let's clean up our cockpit. Bluffton traffic, November 23 Foxtrot, it's clear 23 Bluffton. Let's get our strobes back off for now. Let's reset trim for takeoff. And just for curiosity's sake, let's see where we're at fuel-wise.
Lakeland area traffic, Skylane 265 to Foxtrot is 4 to the southwest, transitioning northeastbound at 2500.
Okay. So right now we have 255 pounds of fuel. What's 255 divided by 6 is what? $42.5 is fuel remaining in our tank. Right, a little off. What did I say? 40? We'd have 40 when we got here.
Island traffic, Otter 422 is over Lopez, coming up the beam the airport, descending to 3000 for Friday Harbor water.
M. Stein, all of the fields that I'll be flying on Thursday, including my home field, has pilot control lighting. Which is actually one thing I wish X-Plane could implement somehow. I just don't know how they would do that, and to be able to differentiate between like a GA or an airliner or something like that. But I guess the caveat would be, you know, if it's a push-to-talk key, if you're on VATSIM, yeah, then you're keying up 5 times or 3 times, whatever the case may be on the network. Okay, well, our first leg checked out. Our nav log was pretty on point, I think.
Approaching runway 23.
Traffic 736 on 10 miles to the south of 2500, looking at right downwind for runway 13 full stop.
Into runway 23, 3,900 feet remaining.
Cork and Newtown traffic, Husky 1 Delta Golf, Sander in LS downwind, landing 16 Georgia.
Alright. Oh, that's a runway light strobing at me. I'm like, what is strobing at me? I turned my strobes off. Okay, I need to take a quick break and go use the restroom. I apologize, I will be right back. Parking brake is set. Let's go ahead and lean out while we're here on the ground.
Island traffic, Southwest right planes over Deer Harbor, circling 1,000 feet.
Santa Cruz traffic, this is 736 south line 5 miles to the south, continuing to right downwind for runway 1, full stop.
Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 68 Quebec is taking runway 16, going to be a left turn out over to Lopez, Friday Harbor traffic.
traffic, Beaver 280, just past Cattle Point, northwestbound landing Friday Harbor Water, north into 1,500.
You know what? We've got Indy Center on.
Your harbor area
And Cleveland Center.
Otter 708. Next
Probably
point,
grab
your
flight
water.
following. If we want it. .875. .875. We'll get that on standby. Since I'm gonna grab flight following, I am gonna go ahead and file a flight plan, a VFR flight plan. 119-875, 119-875. Okay. And we can do that right here on the ground. November 8033 Fox, VFR type 172, lightweight category, Golf on board, departure 5 Golf 7, off block time 0145. We'll just call it 50. Altitude. Let's go 5,500. Airspeed, let's say 110. Arrival. We'll just put Marion in there, because that's where we're going to do our touch and goes at. No alternate. Well, 4I9's our alternate. En route time is probably, I'm saying probably, and I can just look at it. En route time. Hopefully none of you are getting vertigo or something from all of these flashies. En route time way back looks like 20 minutes or so. So we'll just say 30 minutes. Fuel endurance. We had 42 gallons on board still. We'll just call it 3 hours, 30 minutes. VFR. Alright, flight plan is filed. And what's this VOR? That's the Flag City VOR. 108.2. So that way we can, when I can call Cleveland Center, I can give them a position, or somewhat of a more accurate position. Yeah, because I'm sure they'll recognize a Flag City VOR more quickly than they'll recognize 5 Golf 7. But I don't know. but that's what we'll use. We'll just report Flag City VOR. Let's get scooted up again. Alright, are we ready to go? Are we on Unicom? We are. Bluffton traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, gonna be taking runway 23. Straight out departure, Bluffton. Okay, now our strobes are going on. Okay. Parking brake off. Mixture full rich. Trim back for tinkle. Heading indicator to compass. Alright, let's go. Full power. Rudder, airspeed, rotate, positive rate, look for VY, field elevation was 850, so 1600 feet. We'll kind of turn onto a course. Alright, lift my left wing, looks clear. Cleveland Center, November 8033 Foxtrot.
November 8033 Foxtrot, Cleveland.
Good evening. We're at Type 172 Slant Golf, 8 miles southwest of the Flag City VOR at 2,000 feet. Heading over to Marion Mike at November. We'd like VFR flight following if able.
I'm unfortunately closing soon. You get my Unicom at 122.8.
Unicom, thanks for your service today. Alright, so negative on our flight following. Let's get up to our cruise altitude. And we need our heading of 127.
Traffic, just speaking to someone who's right with midfield downwind, runway 18, full stop, angle.
traffic. 707 Papa Alpha is thinking 16 for a left turn out. Friday Harbor.
Ada, Ohio, out there to our right. Alright, position checks.
Bed down traffic. 16 Quebec is over America's Camp on the 45, turn to the right downwind for runway 16, Lopez.
Alright, next position reporting point, heading 130 for 5 minutes.
Romeo coming up on Cattle Pass 2.5, going to overfly Friday Harbor on the way to Roach.
And then that should put us at Ada, or I'm sorry, Forest, on Abeam Forest, only this time Forest is going to be on our left. And Ada is on our right.
Friday Harbor traffic, 707 Papa Alpha is the golf course, making our left turn out for Cattle Pass. Friday Harbor.
Alright, we're almost up to 5,500.
Friday Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 69 there, Papa 5 miles southeast, inbound for 16, Friday Harbor.
It's very windy up here.
Lopez Island traffic. 68 Quebec is turning right downwind for runway 16. That'll be full stop, Lopez.
Other traffic, traveler biplane circling Rosario, 1,500 feet.
5,500. Alright, let's level off here. WindTech, hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We just departed out of 5 Golf 7 a little bit ago. I'm working on a night cross country for one I've got coming up here on Thursday.
Those island traffic, 60
So we
back, is turning right.
did some pre-flight, planned it, and we're flying it now. So welcome.
Whatever traffic, Skyhawk 69 is there, Papa, going to cross the 600, do a left descending, turn to right, downwind for 169 is there, Papa.
Traffic, Sky 0 Mike is False Bay on 45 right now with 16 right now.
Alright, what are we at for? Alright, 5 minutes, are we looking for 5 minutes? 5 minutes, alright, yeah, we got 5 minutes there, 5 minutes on the clock, and we are abeam forest. Okay, position checks. Next reporting point is going to be the Marion Airport, and I actually have visual on that field currently, so as long as we maintain this heading, we'll get there.
Those island traffic, 66 back here, turning final for runway 16, it's going to be full top low head.
I do want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out this evening. We're going to head to Marion, do a couple in the pattern there, and then head back to the home airport and put the plane away.
Friday Harbor traffic, Sky 711 Romeo, overflying airport 2.6 en route to Roach, Friday Harbor.
Traffic, Sky 0 Mike, turn right now on 16 Friday Harbor.
$20 miles out of Marion. Pattern altitude at Marion's 2,000 feet, so we're going to need to lose 3,500. So 500 at 500 feet per minute. 6.5 minutes. And then you figure, let's just figure 2 miles per minute. So how far out do I need to start that descent? 6.5, 2, 4, 6, 12, 13 miles out.
Traffic, I got your 28 entering left downwind and 45 for 2
And we're 17 miles out currently. So in about 4 miles, we're going to start a 500 foot per minute descent. And then that should get us close to pattern altitude right about the time we get to the airport.
Sailing on a 45 for the left downwind 24.
Alright, let's start our descent here. Get our mixture in. Pull our power back.
Traffic 1129 615 Bravo.
I do see Marion.
Runway 32.
Traffic. This is Sting 808 Tango Lima. We'll be entering a left base for 25, now at altitude 2500. 808 Tango Lima.
Runway 25 is going to be our magic runway this evening. Full flight can provide top of descent, yes. And actually, I've got it actually calculated here in my nav log.
Descending from 2,500, entering a crosswind 28.
And yes, the top of descent is here on my nav log. I just kind of did it in my head real quick.
Traffic, get your 28 units, turn left stage 24, please.
Marion traffic, November Echo 33 Foxtrot, 8 miles west. Gonna be crossing over midfield. Grab a left downwind, runway 25, touch and go, Marion.
Start my check.
November 29615, we'll be entering downwind for runway 33, about 3 miles to the north.
Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, 5 miles west, crossing over midfield, grab a left downwind, runway 25, touch and go, Marion.
Traffic 704 Alpha Charlie, 8 miles to the west, 10 miles, touch and go. Traffic helicopter 29 November Echoes, approximately 7 miles to the southeast at 1,700, heading eastbound into traffic.
Hey, Marin, yep. Yeah, I'm headed that way. I'll be that way. I'll be there about 15 minutes. Yeah, I'll land at your ranch. I'll land on the south meadow there, just over the tree line. Where's the horses? Yeah, come.
Traffic 10.45 Juliet passing east of the field northbound.
Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, crossing midfield, grab left downwind, runway 25, touch and go, Marion.
Traffic Cessna 763 Sierra Papa, we are left base for 1A, will be a touch and go, staying in the pattern, left turns.
Alright, left my left wing, looks clear.
Traffic Cessna 763 Sierra Papa, up 1A, will be making a right turn out to the northwest.
Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, left downwind, 25, Marion.
75 Whiskey Delta is 3 miles to the west, and we'll be transitioning east side. We have the
Alright, beam the numbers, power back, 10 degrees of flaps, we're in the white arc already. Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, left base 25, Marion.
Paramount, Galaxy 341 Tango, we're on our right base, you're 17, do you have a sight? Negative, I'm looking. Alright, you know what, we'll
Let's get our landing
go
light on.
here for 17 and swing back around behind you. Thanks guys, appreciate it. 707 Mike, continuing final 17, 2.8 mile final.
Flaps 2. Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, final approach 25, touch and go, Marion.
Short final runway 25.
Pipeline Patrol, what's your position?
75 Whiskey Delta, we're about 2 miles to the west, 1,000.
Roger that. We're about 1 mile to the west, 2,000. Okay.
Coming up short again.
We'll be staying 1,000 or below. Got you on
Alright,
the
we need to figure out why that is. What am I missing? Flaps up, full power, rudder. And we're up. $1,700, I'll make a crosswind.
75 Whiskey Delta, 1 mile to the west. We have the landing traffic inside. Again, we'll pass behind you. We'll be no factor.
Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, turning left crosswind 25. Touch and go, Marion.
Turn 44 Juliet, 2 miles to the west, cross over the field for a left downwind 17.
Alright, there's pattern altitude, just about. Let's go downwind. There's pattern altitude, we'll level off here.
And traffic, Suburban 44 Juliet, turning short final 17, full stop.
Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, midfield, left downwind 25, touch and go, Marion. Right, beam the numbers, power back, carpet on.
Traffic, Skyhawk 6341 Tango is going to cross the midfield and enter the left
Flaps
downwind
10.
runway 17. Traffic, Skyhawk 6341 Tango, turning left base, runway 17.
Left base. Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, turning left base 25, touch and go, Marion.
Traffic, Skyhawk 6341 Tango, turning final runway 17.
Marion traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, final approach 25, touch and go, Marion.
Traffic system 7260, Papa, left base 18, touch and go.
Flaps 2.
traffic for runway 44 Juliet, clear to exit 170.
Landing light on. Right, power's all the way out.
Traffic Cessna 4340 Papa, 6 miles west of 2500. We're gonna enter the 45-degree left curve point.
Okay, here's our transition. Let's shift our focus down there and try not to land our plane. Flaps up, full power, rudder,
Traffic Cessna 7260 Papa, final one.
and climb out. That was a good landing. Alright, let's go home. Direct 4I9er. One, 3, for about 6 minutes.
Traffic 763, we got traffic in sight, we'll follow you.
Full disclosure, I made that crosswind out of there sooner than I should have. I was only 500 AGL, not 7.
Left base runway 18.
Moore County is in sight.
Traffic bearing 788 Charlie Fox, 5 miles north.
And from here we're going to cross over midfield for a left downwind.
Runway 18.
Friday Air with traffic, Submarine Airman on the ground, hold short 16, do we have time to depart before you arrive at traffic?
And as short as this flight is, I'm going to stay right here at 2,000. That's going to keep us at pattern altitude as well. Well, almost pattern altitude, which is 2,100. We're going to go home and land. We're going to put the plane away. Once again, I do want to thank everyone for coming in and flying this evening.
Friday Air with traffic, inboard there, maintain runway 16, departing straight out to the south, Friday Air. Change of plans, 93 Golf is going to cross midfield to join right traffic for 16 Friday. 1,000 feet. Kilo Delta Golf, we're downwind left-hand. We were following that traffic and now it's going midfield. We'll continue straight out until we have the traffic and planning a left base. Roger. 93 Golf, we're going to head to the east here. Just wait for a minute.
Moore County traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, 6 miles west, landing 28 Moore County.
Road timer traffic, there's 547 Charlie, 5 miles to the south, entering a right base for 07 road.
Airport is in sight still. I see the beacon as well.
Traffic, Sky Commander 280, Mike departing 16 right now.
Morrow County, November 33 Foxtrot, 4 west, and crossing over midfield, grab left downwind, 28 full stop, Morrow County.
City Harbor traffic, Skyline 2793 Golf is right downwind 165. Traffic, yellow Bonanza over Rosario westbound, ready south order. Harbor traffic, it's Kilo Delta Golf, crossing midfield 1,000 feet, going to join the downwind right hand. We have the traffic on the downwind now.
Alright, I left my right wing. That looks clear. Let's go ahead and cross over our midfield. Morrow County traffic, November 33 Foxtrot is crossing over midfield, Morrow County. There it is.
ID Harbor traffic, coming 2793 Golf, turning right base 165 Harbor.
Okay. Morrow County traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, turning left downwind, 28 full stop, Morrow County.
ID Harbor traffic, Kilo Delta Golf is turning downwind right to a base for runway 16.
Power back. And flaps 10. Let's capture 80. Morrow County traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, turning left base, 28 full stop, Morrow County.
ID Harbor traffic, Skyline 2793 Golf, final 165.
Morrow County traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, left base to final approach, full stop, runway 28, Morrow County.
One mile, final runway 28.
Harbor traffic, Skyline 5918 Golf over Cattle Point, descending at 3500, descending into pattern altitude, and entering right pattern for 16, right Harbor.
Alright, landing lights on.
Hey, Prairie Traffic 80 Mike, we're just south of
There's our transition.
shoreline, turning eastbound, climbing through 2000, and we got the cattle.
That one was a bit harder than the last one.
Behind you. Right, Harbor, Kilo Delta Golf.
All right.
Short final for runway 16.
Let's go secure our aircraft. Moore County traffic, November 33 Foxtrot's clear, runway 28, taxi to the ramp, Moore County. Strobes going up. Flaps going up.
1,500
Trim.
on the right.
Going back for takeoff.
Be crossing over midfield and heading over towards Anacortes.
Okay.
Harbor traffic, Skyline 5918 Golf over False Bay, entering long 45 for 16, right.
It'd be nice if all of these lights were actually out at the real field. They are not. I put these lights in here for the X-Plane Airport, but it's not nearly as lit like this. Okay, here we are. Parking brake on. Our lights going off, put our beacon. Avionics going off. G5's going down. What else we got? Okay, that's good there. Alright. Mixture to lean. Mags to off and master to off. Let me go ahead and disconnect from VATSIM. There Alright, we'll head back to the FBO, chit chat for just a couple minutes, and I'll see you there.
Alright. I would like to thank everyone that flew this evening. I do think that I am, well, what am I gonna do with it? Put it in the plane. I think this was good this evening. Our nav log was almost on point. I forgot to reset the clock a couple of times, but our checkpoints matched up, position points matched up. So I'll go ahead and use this nav log for the real thing on Thursday. So I'm glad we were able to do that this evening. Fuel calculations seem to be pretty good. Those first couple landings, though, I found myself coming up short, and I don't know why. I don't know if it was I was just coming up short because lights were throwing me off or whatnot. I'm not sure. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. But I think that's it. Yeah, that'll work out just fine. And if we take a look at our for-flight path, looks like I got rid of the outbound one. But Bluffton coming back to Marion and coming back home, even those checkpoints added up. That's it. Tomorrow, FAA Safety is having a webinar on the impossible turn, so I'm going to be attending that. Thursdays, the rear world nighttime cross country. I don't know if we'll be getting into anything this weekend or not, but if we do, it will be impromptu. So that is it for this evening. As always, I do want to thank you all for coming in and hanging out. M. Stein came in with a 4-month subscription today, so again, thank you so much for that. DreamNid came in and said hello. Always a pleasure flying with him. WinTech, good to see you again. My buddy WestJet was in here earlier. Sparky Pilot, always a pleasure. See who we can send you over to for the rest of your evening. I know I mentioned it last night. I'll go ahead and mention it again. Flight Sim Expo, the end of June, 23rd, 24th, 25th. Lone Star Flight Museum in Houston, Texas. hope to see some of you there. Wintech, have a good evening again, and as always, it was my pleasure flying with you. Let's see who we can send you all over to. Excellent. Practicing emergency procedures. Practicing emergencies. Sparky Pilot 86 is who we'll send you over to for the rest of your evening. Until our next regularly unscheduled flight, I hope you all take care and stay safe. Again, it's my pleasure, and we'll see you next time. Have a great night.